RadioKingOnline.com. Keep locked.
London Hours.
Yo, what's up? It's Kozzie, and right now you're tuned into Radio King Online.
I'm doing it proper, I come like Steven, I'm a ghost of hard, say that I'm facing, I say I'm a block, I got so many singles, I'm getting hotter, my ears ring around all this country, your name's getting tarnished to the ends, I got peas, I can buy me a Benz, but I'd rather buy a box and put it.
What's good? It's your boy Mr. Bounce DJ from LD and HRS, hashtag Heavyweight Thursdays, playing the best in UK grime and UK rap, and right now we're joined with a regular on the London Hours playlist. We got Kozzie up here, man. What's really good, B?
What's going on? You alright?
Yeah, I'm cool, man. How are you, man?
I'm good.
That's good, man. So look, finally, Koz The Kid 2 is out. It's about to come out anyway, you know what I mean? It's been a hot minute since you've dropped, like, anything, you know what I'm saying? It's been almost, like, a year and a half, like, I mean, what's up with the wait, man?
I think I had to have time out because I did a lot of, like, releases before without really thinking about what I wanted to do. I was just making loads of records and then just putting them out because I could, and you can do that these days, like, without a backing on iTunes and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I just realised that I was getting so content with just releasing a song every month that I felt like maybe people was getting a little bit bored of what I kept producing. It was just the same gram.
Yeah.
So I took time out. I went on holiday. I was doing shows at the same time, though. And I went away for like 2 months. And then when I came back, I realised that, like, you need to have something new. But I didn't want to put out anything like what I put out before.
Yeah.
I wanted to put out something that I proper liked and it was more powerful to me. So then I went back. I made like 6 songs. And then I was told, like, this is wicked, but make some more, like, maybe a bit more. Give back, almost, for the time that you've been out. Give back. So I put, like, 11 songs on there. And then I came up with, obviously, it was kind of easy to make Koz The Kid 2, because I already made number 1 that was, like, in 2012. So I made Koz The Kid 2, and then we're kind of here now. It's like the time is... It's been a long wait, and the time is really 5 days away.
Yeah, so avid listeners of like London Hours would know, obviously, the Do It Alone remix, Doing It Alone as well.
Yeah.
What else can they expect from the EP?
We just put out a single called When I'm Doing It. That's like produced by like Sir Spyro.
Yeah.
That's like Tinchy's DJ, like proper grime DJ though, not just pop. Like him, it's produced by him. Then you've got Way Back Then, that's got features on there like Big Shiz, Discarder, Dot Rotten, Drifter. And it's practically going to sound like that all the way through. Like, there is records on there that are more, I say mature grime. I don't like to say pop still.
Yeah.
But there's more records like that. But it's more like a story. So I know people have been listening to these 3 songs and they've been like, this is a big improvement. So for me, they're all solid like that. And you got like couple singers to break it down, few summer records. It kind of just makes sense to what was going on at the time.
So was it mainly just grime producers that you're working with? Because I know obviously Doing It Alone, you worked with Rude Kid on that one, right?
Yeah. It is kind of, the lineup is kind of grime producers. There's Louis White's on there. There's a few, it's basically grime.
Okay.
But it's not, what's that word? It's not mad instruments and high and hype like how maybe people used to listen to me before, like Spartan days. It's more like you can put the record CD on and just play the record CD. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, man.
So obviously, with the remix, you worked with Blacks and Lil D. Was there any P Money involved on this project? Or
me and P Money, we always are on. Like, if he's got a project, he will always say to me, "Do you want to? I got a record. Do you want to be on this record?" And I'll go on the record. Or I got a record. Do you want to go on this record? But this time, I just thought, like, I didn't really think. I just thought Black suits this song. Lil D suits this song. And I was in the studio with them at the time, and I just said, well, you lot might as well just put your verses on this song.
Cool.
About this.
Sometimes
it's not always, like, thought about. Sometimes it's just erratic like that. Like, what, you're in the studio. You might as well just put down 2 verses. Write a bar now to this, my chorus. Put it on a tune, and then I leave the tune, and then see how I feel about the tune maybe 2 weeks later. When I heard it, I just thought, you know what? It's good.
No, it's definitely here to hear that it was very organic the way it all sort of linked up. Was there anyone you didn't get a chance though to work with that you would like to work with?
I did reach out to a few people. Like I wanted like Dappy on there. Like I wanted a few people, but obviously it's just one of them things where it's like everybody's busy.
Yeah.
And it might not fit into the time where you're doing something. So it's just one of them things. They come and go. You always, as artists, we're always reaching out to other artists. Like, yo, what do you think of this? What do you think of that?
London hours.
Okay, so like out of all the FGM affiliates, is there any that like you're sort of feeling are gonna have a big year, or you're just thinking, he's sick?
No, Drifter's gonna have a big year because he's knuckling down to work now. And he is a good artist anyway, and he's got a CD coming out of his own very soon, I'm suppose in the next few months, and he works hard anyway, and he's the one that I think shines on the tunes proper when he's on there. We always go sick when we're in the studio, like, this is hype, you know what I mean? So Drifter, yeah, man. Okay,
cool. So in recent years, we obviously seen grime in other parts of the country flourish. What would you say to those that say that Birmingham is like the new capital of grime?
Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't understand that. Like, it's not a bad thing. I just think that they're from Birmingham and they're getting the recognition they deserve now. I don't know about, like, it's that. I just think they're getting the recognition they deserve. They're working to get recognition. The older MCs are supporting them to make the new MCs and the fans that they have learn and listen to the new people. So I just think they're just getting what they deserve now. They've been, not just Birmingham as well, Liverpool, Manchester, they've always been in the background. So now it's their time that it's coming forward for them. You have to rate that. It doesn't matter if they live 2 hours down the motorway. That doesn't matter. If they're good MCs, doesn't matter if their accent's different. If they're sick, they should be put on.
No, definitely. And obviously, we know that you've had a couple of differences lyrically with a couple of Birmingham MCs, obviously Socks being one of them.
Yeah.
But recently, obviously, we've seen the footage where you were going at Jaykae, innit? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, tell us a bit more about that, man.
The reason behind that is, obviously, when I was clashing Socks a few years back, he was in one of the hype sessions, hyping. So one day I drew him out on a song, and I included him in a video, and then that gave him a reason to basically speak about me in his lyrics. And then obviously over the last 6 months, he's got more confident and he's had more people probably telling him that, yeah, man, you should clash Kozzie and you can do this and you can do that. But originally I was like, look, it's all about Koz The Kid too. I don't really want to clash and I don't really want to do this and do that. And that still is my word.
Yeah.
But I have came out and said sort of things. I don't really need to do Lord of the Mics again, but don't think that I won't get you. As in, don't think that you will be in a dance and I won't spin you. Don't think that when you're at radio, I won't spin you, or like the last set, or you might someday you might be somewhere. I'm always going to have bars for you because you're the one that thought, you know what I mean? It's just all fun and game. So, yeah, not really Lord of the Mics, but yeah, I did. I was on one extra and I did say, for fun, like, I would. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I've kind of thought about it and said, you know what? If you want to play with like the big dogs like in the clashing world, then we can do it.
But that's kind of interesting that you said that, because obviously Villain came out a couple months ago, obviously with the freestyle with it. So what are your thoughts to that with that anyway? Like, because obviously
when he was sending for me.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what it is? Him and a few others used to send for me back in the day anyway, but I never really knew who they were then. So I used to just think, who's these brothers sending for, man? And I ignored it. But obviously, as I've got more into the game, I've realised that actually, now you have been doing music for a while and people do know you and stuff. And now, when I heard it, I just didn't think nothing of it, really. I just thought, I'm not going to be like, I just do things that I think are going to benefit me. Although that might sound a little bit like, right, you just do it for yourself all the time. But this is a business, innit? So if I think it's pointless, something's pointless, I won't do it. If I think that something's worth my while, I will do it. Okay, it's a business at the end of the day, do you know what I mean?
So obviously bringing it back now to the business, what have you got planned after the EP dropped? And
I've been thinking about putting out an album, but I'm not going to say when, but I've been because I don't know when, but I've been thinking that's probably next, because I've had EPs I've had mixtapes. I've been on majority of radio stations. I've been about. I've put tunes out for sale, more than one.
Yeah.
What can you do now? As you need a big project. So I think within the next 2 years or the next year and a half, that'll be something that is the next step. There's not even a lie. I'm looking to do that next.
We're looking forward to seeing more performances as well? Or?
Yeah, that's all down to putting out good music.
Yeah.
That's like, we already know it's hard for Grime to have shows week in, week out, or every 2 weeks. It's very hard to get shows. So it's like, I can only keep doing the music and maybe branching out to a different audience to make sure I get them shows. So I am everywhere. But it's definitely going to be an album. The clothing thing, I'm trying to go hard on that. I think that's another way of making people know your brand.
Yeah.
So I'm proper on the clothing stuff, which is sort of, I did a few bits before, but it's kind of relaunched now, and there's a few bits and bobs, starting pack, you know, like you got the starter pack to just see what people think, and then I can branch out and go more harder.
Yeah,
You know what
definitely,
yeah.
man. Well, look, man, thanks very much anyway for taking time out of your busy schedule, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
definitely
not a problem.
looking forward to, obviously, the EP dropping, and we're going to be playing a lot more of that on at LD and
Respect,
HRS, man. So if you want to plug and let everyone know where
Koz
they
The
can
Kid
catch you.
2, 7th of July. They can pre-order now if you don't see this video before. Official Kozzie on the Twitter, official Kozzie on the Instagram, Kozzie official on the Snapchat, because that's a nice plug there. And yeah, that's about it really.
Cool, man. Save.
Yo, this is Kozzie, and right now you're listening to London Hours.
RadioKingOnline.com. Keep locked.